morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my 2024 BetMGM Premier League Darts Week 12 review and my Week 13 preview, where obviously in Week 12 we went into Rotterdam last night, the home country of Mike van Duren of Darts, and let's get straight into it. So starting off then, the first quarter-final was Michael Smith against Hugh Getler. A very good standard there, which I predicted it would be in my preview. Because this is what Michael Smith does. He always tends to average over 100 in his first game. Hugh Getler is just Hugh Getler, isn't it? To be honest with you. And then could be the same with Hugh Getler as well, where he just turns up with over 100 offers in his first game. As well. And but Michael Smith came out on top, which I predicted would happen. I did predict Michael Smith would beat Hugh Getler in my preview because I think the win was more needed for Michael Smith. Albeit the guys of Hugh Getler, Humphreys, the guys to try and take momentum into the playoff nights as well. So you could see both of them slightly drop off a bit until the final two nights. And but a very high standard there between Michael Smith and Hugh Getler, as Michael Smith comes out on top 6-3 against Hugh Getler. Up next, World Cross playoff hopes all but ended by the Iceman Darren Price, who's already out the playoff race. I did say it was a vital night for World Cross, where he needed to reach the final to have any hope of still reaching the playoffs. But now Rob Cross is completely all but done out of the playoff race. After Darren Price was playing for Pride and picking up a 6-3 win over Rob Cross, ending Rob Cross's playoff hopes. With his playoff hopes, with Darren Price's playoff hopes already ended. And that's probably now 3 players now out of the race for the playoffs, as Darren Price picked up a 6-3 win over Rob Cross. Up next, a very underwhelming performance from Peter White, who averaged 77 average for Peter White. Just wasn't at it, was he? Just wasn't at it. As Nathan Aspinall, who's looking to steal a place in the playoffs, picked up a 6-2 win over Peter White for the Aps. And finally, we saw Mike van Duren against Hugh Humphreys, where we were all saying he can't go against Mike van Duren in his home country. He'll have the crowd support, but Hugh Humphreys with the dada from Hugh Humphreys, as Hugh Humphreys beats Mike van Duren to spoil Van Duren's appearance in his home country in Rotterdam, and probably puts a dent in Mike van Duren. All of a sudden now Mike van Duren is now looking over his shoulder then on trying to finish in the playoff places, as Hugh Humphreys puts a dada in. So it could be a big win, that one, for Hugh Humphreys to try and take a playoff contender out in Mike van Duren, because you don't want to play Van Duren in the playoffs. You can't do against him, to be fair. It just seems to turn up whenever he turns up at the playoffs. Mike van Duren, doesn't matter what position Van Duren's in the table, he turns up and wins the whole thing. That's Van Duren for you. So Humphreys could have put a dada in Mike van Duren there. On to the semi-finals then. We saw Michael Smith win an Assia decider against Darren Price 6-5. Darren Price almost put another dent in another playoff hopeful. But Michael Smith coming out the winner 6-5. An Assia clutch moment for Michael Smith to reach the final, where he played Nathan Aspinall. Nathan Aspinall beaten. And Nathan Aspinall defeated Hugh Humphreys 6-4. Hugh Humphreys is obviously in the top 2 at the moment in the Premier League Darts. And that was a bit. Then Nathan Aspinall probably needed to win more to try and finish in the playoffs. And we saw two playoff hopefuls face each other in the final of the Night 12 final, where Nathan Aspinall comes out on top with a 6-4 win over Michael Smith in the final, which meant the league table looks like this. Luke Humphries top of the table with 26 points. Luke second with 26. Neff National in third now with 23. Van Derwen 22. Michael Smith 20. So it's still all tight. It's still all tight, you know. Humphries and Yetler are still not safe either. Humphries and Yetler still not safe. I mean, where yesterday you will still expect Humphries and Yetler to still qualify quite early. But they're not safe either. They're not safe either because they could get trod down into it as well. So it's basically a 5-horse race to qualify for playoff finals night to win the whole tournament. Derwin Price is out of it, Rob Cross is out of it, and Peter White are all out of it. But to be fair, they do say if players have nothing to play for, they can easily spoil your hopes. So Price, Cross, and White, they could still have a say on who qualifies to the playoffs. Not really Peter White. I'm not trying to disrespect Peter White, but he don't look like he's gonna win a night. To be fair, so I'm winning another game. So it'd be more likely Price across. You'll probably have a say. Mostly Price. I think Price seems to be playing for Pride, doesn't he? Doing Price. So yeah, Price, Cross, and White all out of it. It's now a 5-horse race going into week 13 to try and qualify for the playoffs. We do have 4 more nights. Yet before the bid playoff night, where we'll see who has qualified. So, but yes, let's straight into it then with the night 13 preview. With night 13 preview, Neff National down into night 13 as the night 12 champion, winning in Rotterdam. So starting off then with Derwin Price, and this is what I'm saying. Derwin Price, he can easily put a dadder in UKR here. Will he? I think UKR does turn off for his first game, doesn't he? So Arndorf a 6-3 win for UKR against Derwin Price. Up next then, Luke Humphries and Neff National. Luke Humphries looking to step revenge on Neff National. And you have to say, Humphries, even though I think it was a 6-point gap, was it? To 5th place, which is outside the playoffs. Humphries will still be looking over the shoulders along with Van Derwen. So, and Aspinall beat Humphries in night 12 in the night 12 semi-final. So I got a feeling Luke Humphries would get his revenge on Neff National. It'd be a good battle. For them. And Andendorf a 6-4 win for Luke Humphries against Neff National. As Humphries look to obviously play each other. I think they will play each other in the semi-final and start getting a whack up the backside then to try and qualify in front of for the playoff night. And up next then, Peter White against Mike Van Derwen. Probably the perfect game for Van Derwen. That's the game we will probably be asking for, playing bottom of the table. Peter White. And I think Van Derwen does win, unfortunately for Peter. Arndorf a 6-2 win for Mike Van Derwen against Peter White. And finally, Michael Smith against Rob Cross. I tell you what, Rob Cross would easily put a dent in Michael Smith. You just don't know. Rob Cross can be a boss of chocolates, to be fair, and can be a tough player to beat. Rob Cross as well. But I tell you what, though, I just got a funny feeling it's some sort of nasty decider between Smith and Cross. But I am done for Michael Smith, though. I am done for Michael Smith to win an asset decider against Rob Cross. I'm done for a 6-5 win for Michael Smith against Rob Cross, which means my semi-finals will be UKR against Luke Humphries and Michael Van Derwen against Michael Smith. Starting off then with the first semi-final, UKR against Luke Humphries. This is my first semi-final. This is my first semi-final, and Luke Humphries has still not beaten Yuki since the World Final. Since the World Final, Yuki has won all the past meetings since that World Final. Since that World Final between the two, Yuki and Humphries. So I think records are there to be broken at some point, but Allendorf for Yuki to continue that record and get the win over Luke Humphries, and Allendorf for a 6-4 win for Yuki over Luke Humphries. And over semi-final, Mike Van Duren against Michael Smith. Mike Van Duren will have a point to prove, Ronnie. He'll have a point to prove, Mike Van Duren. After using his first name in Rotterdam, that would have peed him off. Allendorf for Van Duren to beat Michael Smith. Allendorf for a 6-3 win, I think. No, actually, Allendorf for a 6-4 win for Mike Van Duren over Michael Smith, which means my night 13 final will be Yuki against Mike Van Duren. And Allendorf for I'm done with boring. I just think Van Duren always bounce back, doesn't he? You would normally go for Van Duren to bounce back once he has a bad night, a bad previous night. And that's what Van Duren does. And then there's pressure on Van Duren with him. Potentially he could swap out the playoff places after night 13. And Van Duren knows that as well. Van Duren knows that. And Allendorf for Van Duren to beat you at 6-3 in the final. Allendorf for Mike Van Duren to win night 13 of the Premier League darts. Unlucky for some, but will it be lucky for Mike Van Duren? So that is my night 12 Premier League darts review and my night 13 Premier League darts preview. Feel free to leave your thoughts on night 12 down below, and feel free to leave your night 13 predictions down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and have a good rest of the day, everyone. Take care.